morning, BodySlams podcast viewers. I am one of your co-analysts. I am Gio Frost, and welcome to season 3, episode 8. And this is our Three Legacies Wrestling and Pro Wrestling Magic weekend review. That's right, we had two big shows going on Friday and Saturday night here in the Northeast in Pennsylvania and New Jersey. I don't know where my other co-hosts are. As always, they are very, very busy men. I know Joey has NFW today in Ridgefield Park, New Jersey, at the Phil Sheraton building. So if you're in the area, check them out online for more information about the event going on in Ridgefield Park, and go out and check them out. Stop by, take a picture with Joe, say hi. Chris, I'm sure he has other obligations he's taking care of at the moment, and I don't know where he's at, but some of my guest analysts that I invite to come on, they are nowhere to be found as well. So it looks like the treat is all yours to have me all to yourself for this episode 8 of season 3 of Breakfast and Body Slams. So I hope this is streaming pretty well. I've been having technical difficulties as of late here in Casa de Chio when it comes to lagging and stuff. But let's jump into some cheap plugs right now. Let's start off with, if you're an avid reader and you like pro wrestling, why not pick up these two books on Amazon.com? It is The 3 Count, My Life in Stripes as a WWE Referee by Jimmy Corderas. That's right. It's on Kindle and paperback. There's no hardcover. And Class in Session, From Teacher to Wrestler by Steve Hershowitz, a.k.a. Steve the Teacher, good friend of ours here at the show as well. It's not available on Kindle, but it is paperback and hardcover. Good guys there. Like I said, go to Amazon.com. You'll definitely want to check that out as well. And also, Red Rose Sports Cars, located in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. That's redrosesportscars.com. They buy, sell, and trade for all your sports card needs. They do online selling as well, as far as like eBay and stuff like that. They do unboxing too. They unbox like the new rare cards or box sets and stuff like that. Between baseball, football, hockey, and basketball, they even have professional wrestling cards there, as well as some other cards as far as fictional stuff, as far as like I'm gonna say Yu-Gi-Oh or World of Warcraft. So I'm not into that kind of stuff, but maybe you are. Stop over to Red Rose Sports Cars. They'll definitely hook you up. But yes, without any further ado, let's jump into some results. As Three Legacies Wrestling was at the Brightside Opportunity Center in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Open up the show, we had Jason Blade taking on a relatively newcomer in 8th and Promise. 8th and Promise is affiliated, for y'all don't know, with Junie Underwood from the Lost Boys. He made a grand debut. Very exciting. The crowd was so much behind him, as well as they were also behind Jason Blade, a fan favorite. Blade, time and time again, he's shown what he can do, especially on the pre-show. Why? I don't know. He has not made it up to the main card yet, but his ranking has just been evolving. He's ranked number 3 right now in the updated ranking system we have, with 4 wins, 0 losses. He's at 0.6%. Well, 600, well, whatever we want to call it, but 0.6%. So he's no slouch for a guy who's not being on the main card of the of the show with a 4-2 win-loss record. He's doing big things there. If you have not checked any of our shows out, please do not hesitate. Go on to PSN, Premier Sports Network. That's right. It's like $100 for the whole year. You can see a wide range of other professional wrestling going on as well. Besides 3 Legacies, all of our updated shows are on there exclusively. So jump over, sign up, and let's keep it pushing, folks, as we're going to continue with these results there. Journey Burke taking on last show she debuted and she made a return, Miss Zoe Cannon. That's right. Last show, Journey Burke and Zoe Cannon, they were in a tag team match. Zoe teaming up with I'm sorry, I went blank there. But Journey Burke teamed up with Harleen Lopez, and Zoe and her tag team partner picked up the victory the last time. But here, Journey and Zoe went head to head instead of a tag team match. They went 1-on-1. Apparently, Journey claimed Zoe was a Cannon problem, a Zoe problem, and with the law of attraction on her side, she picked up that W to earn her a 1-1 ranking. Well, same thing with Zoe. They were both tied for 4th and 5th place in the women's division with 1 win, 1 loss apiece at 0.5%. And I don't think we've seen the end of this. I think Zoe and Journey still has a lot of leftover baggage, because little be known that they have prior history before 3 Legacies Wrestling. So with that being said, hopefully we see a nice rubber band match to come back to try to break that tie between the 4th and 5th place in the women's division between Zoe and Journey, and see who can move up the rankings here in 3 Legacies Wrestling. And third match on the card, we got to see J.S. Hawthorne as he took on a returning Al Snook for his second match in 3 Legacies, a graduate of the 3 Legacies Academy in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. That's right. Neither one of these gentlemen had made the ranking system yet. So neither one of them are in the top 10, but I see big things coming out of J.S. Hawthorne. He's a man with a craft. He fine tunes everything. He's very elegant and graceful when he gets in the ring, and remarkably, he picked up the win off of this very intense fireball of a young up-and-comer in Al Snook. As you saw the previous show, Al Snook took on his trainer, Ricardo Rodriguez. He came so close to picking up that W on his trainer. But you know what? The crowd loved him at the end of the match. They applauded him. They did the same thing again. Even though he did not pick up the W against Hawthorne, they still loved Al Snook. I know for a fact, even though this is only the second match, there's a lot of Al Snook fans out there. It was shown that night, Friday night that just passed in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. They were up on their feet. They were cheering for him. They love that kid. I'm telling you, he's going to be doing big things in the months to come. Yeah, and speaking of the Three Legacies Wrestling Training Academy, the school. That's right, there it is. You can enroll today. Do not hesitate to contact Three Legacies Wrestling. You can email them at the number 3 legaceswrestling at gmail.com. And the head trainer is WWE alumni Jesus Ricardo Rodriguez. Like I said, it's located on Centerville Road in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. A couple doors down from Red Rose Sports Cars, and right across the street from one of their official sponsors, Arugas, the way our man Carolina, or I'd say Lancaster Jim likes to call it. But yeah, Carolina Jim, he's a fine gentleman when he's plugging Arugas. And here we go. We're gonna keep on moving. And for another ladies match here in Three Legacies, we got to see the returning Clara Carreras, La Chica herself, as she defeated the debuting Danny Moe. Danny Moe, no stranger to the area. Everyone's quite familiar with her, being at ringside with Facade, who later on wrestled this evening in the show. But yeah, Danny Moe, she came in. She was hard hitting, but Clara started putting in some of those chica moves, dancing around with her. I don't know if she had her hypnotized or what, but she had Danny dancing a little bit herself there in the middle of the ring. But she got the pinfall. 1, 2, 3. Clara Carreras moved up in the ranking. She is ranked number 1 in the women's division with 2 wins, 1 loss. She's at 0.6%. So right now our women's division is not that big. So we're only currently holding only 5 top spots in the women's division. And little Miss Chica there is holding on to number 1. Also, I mentioned 4 and 5 was a tie between Journey Burke and Zoe Cannon. I did not get to mention 2 and 3 because they haven't not been on any of the shows as of late, except for the last one. Kayla Sparks and Lady Frost are still holding strong at 1 win, 0 losses at 1.00, 1,000% type, whatever they do on the rankings in baseball, football, and all that stuff. But yeah, at 100%, 1,000%, whatever you want to call it, they're holding a nice tie between 2 and 3. But all these women need to step their game up, try to knock Clara off that mountain. But till then, she's the queen of the women's division. And moving forward to actually, we had a very special I'm not gonna say ceremony, but announcement to break out in Three Legacies. And during that time, our good friend Mr. Ricardo Rodriguez was addressing a couple things. He was thanking the fans, everyone who came out, and he mentioned about the big show, not the wrestler himself, but the show that's going on at the Bright Side Opportunity. I mean, not the Bright Side, but at the Clipper Magazine Stadium. And that is known as the Red Rose Rumble. That's right. August 19th, Clipper Magazine Stadium. Tickets are on sale now. You can get them at LancasterBarnstormers.com. So you don't want to miss out. It was huge last year. This year is going to be a little bit more extra spectacular because currently it has been announced that starting next month, there will be a tournament. That's right, a tournament leading up to the Red Rose Rumble event at the Clipper Magazine Stadium for this prestige championship. The first ever 3LW heavyweight championship. The winner of the tournament, well, the two remaining participants, or whoever, or I don't know if it's going to be 3, 4, I don't know, but the remaining participants will clash head to head at the Red Rose Rumble at the Clipper Magazine Stadium for this prestigious title here, brand new, custom made, not generic. And you see the red roses. It's representing the area, whatnot. So Ricardo Rodriguez was presenting the belt to everybody in the crowd, showing them exactly what the competitors here in Three Legacies Wrestling will be competing for. And just so happens he got interrupted by none other than Sinister X, Clayton Adams, but there was no Kevin Murphy to be seen anywhere. What was up with that? Chat room is open. We already got a couple people in here giving us some shout outs. My man Tate, aka Flex Willer. Good morning, Flex. How's everything going, brother? Also, Jason Blade chiming in. Jason Blade holding strong in his ranking position, as I mentioned earlier. Yeah, that's right, Mr. Blade there. He's cutting things up. And just in case he didn't hear before, Jason, you are holding at 4 wins, 2 losses, and you're at 0.6% in the ranking. So you're holding at number 3, kind sir. So, but anyway, he was interrupted. They brought out Joe, the personal ring announcer, and they made him read off the card about how disgusting Lancaster is. He didn't want to be here around anybody, whatnot. And they were just trying to boss their way around Three Legacies. So with that being said, Ricardo had an idea of his own. Like, these guys, like, X came dressed. He apparently he looked like he was ready for a fight. So, what do you have? Ricardo Rodriguez came prepared as always. He knows what it's like to be being cornered and have to fight your way out. So, since X was there and he was ready to fight, he had Clayton Adams in his corner. He introduced a ECW original legend, none other than the franchise, Shane Douglas. He was in the house. That's right. He was originally advertised for meet and greet, but I guess he spoke to him backstage and said, "Hey, look, if anything happens, you got my back, right?" And these guys out here, they came out, started running their mouth. So you know what? 2 can play that game. You know what? You want to fight? You got to fight. So he introduced the franchise. He came out. Him and Sinister X went head to head, but X got the open shot on him before as he was coming in through the ropes. And the match just started out on the outside of the ring before the bell even rung. They're going at it. As soon as they got in, X was still on top, just pounding away on the franchise. You know, he didn't let up. He was using that big, massive body of his to take advantage. But in franchise, in the franchise way, as we all know, he's a man of many skills, knowledge. He knows his way around the ring. So I believe, this is my point of view. I'm not the broadcast journalist as far as my 2 color commentators of Joey and Chris, as they were sitting at ringside calling their action, because they are the official Three Legacies commentary team, Franchise out of nowhere hits that belly to belly onto Sinister X, picks up the victory. That's right. Sorry, X, you just got another L in the loss column. Like I said, Ricardo is no slouch. He been around. He knew something would have been up because time and time again, every show, Kevin Murphy has his nose in some kind of business that involves Three Legacies and Ricardo, but he wasn't here, but his goons was. And Ricardo and the franchise managed to take care of business the franchise way. Oh man, this is great, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, if you did not get to see this, you don't know what you're missing. You definitely want to get tickets for the next upcoming show to see what comes out of who's going to be in these tournament matches. I have yet to know any. I have not seen any tiers of what tiers of matches for the first round of what's going on of who's going to be facing who. But you definitely don't want to miss out. The Chase, June 16th, right there, back at the Brightside Opportunity Center. And like I said, at the bottom there, all the road to the Red Rose Rumble begins. And that's where we will crown the first ever Three Legacies, 3LW heavyweight championship. So get your tickets now if you have not gotten them. It's something to look forward to. And if you have not seen any of the past shows, PSN, Premier Streaming Network, $100 for the whole year. Like I said, you can catch up on everything on there. And as we move along, there was a huge 6-man scramble that where 6 of these guys were trying to move up the rankings. Unfortunately, the last show we had here, my pick did not win. Junie Underwood was doing so good with no losses, but you know, he to me, he was the dark horse that no one really paid attention to, and I was sure he was going to pick up the victory. But in this match, you got to see Ace Dallas as he defeated 5 other guys in this 6-man scramble match, as he defeated Junie Underwood, Tom Mitchell, a debut in DK Van Du, another debut by Sage Matthews of Dog Nation, and L. Prince Piranha. This match was all over the place, I tell you that. They were flying. It was hard for me to keep account of what was going on, who's flying where. I know the referee had his hands full. He was going berserk. Commentary team, like I said, you have to be there to witness some of these matches. And 3LW is bringing you some of the finest gentlemen for this high-flying, death-defying action that they were doing. They were diving. They were flipping. I couldn't keep track. I'm going to have to go back, watch the replay, and maybe slow it down. Maybe replay it over and over again just so I don't miss anything. But big ups to Ace Dallas picking up that strong victory that he very much needed to move up the rankings. And right now, currently Ace is at 3 wins, 3 losses at a 0.5% in there. Junie, he's still kind of holding strong in the rankings systems. He's at 3-1 with a 0.75%. And that's pretty much it of whoever was in that match there. And I mentioned earlier about I didn't get to mention it, but since Sinister X with his loss to Shane Douglas, it did not affect him really in the rankings. He only picked up that's his very first loss. That's his first loss. He's still holding strong on to second place in the ranking system here at 3LW. And yeah, I'm sorry, folks. Here, I'm just flipping between screens here. I don't have my second monitor up and running. We have a returning Smiley. There were some video packages out that I guess Smiley was talking to himself somewhere. He has this thing going on with Delirious still stuck in his brain from their previous match. So what exactly is going on with Smiley? He's a little twisted up there. When he comes out, he's kid friendly. You know, see all the kids come out. They're all shaking hands and stuff. But his unorthodox style of wrestling, it kind of fits in with the unorthodox style of Delirious, which I think it kind of helped him in this match against Merrick Miami. Merrick Miami, he did not know what he was in for. Young kid coming out all cocky and stuff. Unfortunately, I have to say Merrick Miami did not pick up the victory. But even more unfortunate, Smiley, even though he picked up the victory over Miami, he's still not made it up on the top 10 ranking as of yet. Miami holding strong at number 5 with a 3-win, 2-loss record at 0.6%. Smiley's just barely there. He's like probably like, if I had to go any higher than 10, he's probably like 11, 12, something like that. So he's slow. Huge fan favorite. They love him. Hands down. Everybody loves Smiley. But he just did not crack the ceiling to make it into a 10th spot position in our ranking system. But I'm sure in the more weeks, we'll probably see more promos. We'll probably hear more things coming from Smiley, trying to figure out what's going on, because during that match, the lights went out. That's right. The lights went out, and out of nowhere, Delirious pops up. He's standing there right there in the aisleway. Smiley's on the apron. He's checking them out. They're eyeballing each other. Their eyes are glued. What happens? Light goes out again. They probably wasn't even staring at each other like maybe 10 seconds or something like that. About 10 seconds. Lights went out again. Came back on. Delirious is gone. Nowhere to be found whatsoever. We don't know what the hell's going on. Miami capitalizes on that distraction on Smiley, which he wasn't paying attention. We thought he was going to walk out with a victory. Smiley kept countering, ended up hitting him in a submission hold, and made him submit. So Delirious is definitely most definitely in Smiley's head. And I think Smiley is channeling. He's channeling Delirious's unorthodox style and combining it with his own unorthodox style. I'm not one to gossip, but I think Smiley is very soon due to break that glass ceiling to make it in the rankings. And who knows? Maybe he'd be one of those surprise dark horses in the tournament. Maybe they'll put him in the tournament that we don't know about yet. And who knows? He could possibly win at the Rumble, at the Red Rose Rumble, at Clipper Magazine Stadium, and walk out as our future 3 Legacies Wrestling champion. Only time will tell. You just got to stay tuned. Stay tuned to this show to see the updates and stuff. Stay tuned to 3LegasiesWrestling.com, as you can jump over to their Facebook page and their YouTube page and Instagram and Twitter. Follow them so you can get exclusive news right away. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Hit the notification button to find out when they are plugging more information going on. Hey, folks, just to let you know, the comment section is open, so comments and questions are encouraged. So please chime in, chat away, and we'll try to address any questions you might have regarding Three Legacies Wrestling, and as well as when I start talking about Pro Wrestling Magic a little bit soon. And to take us home in the main event of the evening, last show we got to see these guys team up. This time, well, actually, they were facing each other. They were facing each other last time. Now we finally get to see them team up in a nice tag team match as Facade teams up with the number 1 draft pick, Bro Keller, as they took on Tarzan Duran with his Jungle Juice, and a debuting as Duran went to the jungles of Jersey, drank some jungle juice, and called on one of his close friends in Boar. That's right. Boar showed up here in 3LW. Some of the fans, I heard overhearing some of the fans calling them Timon, Duran, and Pumbaa, and they're trying to get the Hakuna Matata song going. But yeah, this wild welcome to the Jungle Bunch guys. They were no slouch. They came in, they raised hell. Boar. I can't. There's not enough I can say about this huge man beast. He's very intimidating, very agile for a guy his size. So this match, hands down, they had everything the crowd wanted. The crowd was it was a emotional roller coaster with this crowd. They were up and down, and the fans behind one of the local favorites from Cockyville, Bro Keller, as well as they were all cheering for Go Ninja, go for Facade. This match was going back and forth. It was unbelievable. But in the end, Facade and Bro Keller did pick up that victory. That just like I said, it puts Bro Keller just a tad bit higher in the ranking system now since he moved up. He's at 7-0, undefeated. Been here since like the very first show. So, bro, big ups. He's the odds-on favorite, probably to win the tournament. You know, it could happen. Man, these ranking systems, you know, it just has my head all twisted because you never know. With these ranking systems could mean nothing. It could mean nothing compared to however everything turns out in the tournament for that beautiful championship, as we showed earlier. Once again, this is what everyone's going to be gunning for, folks. The prestige. Look at the beauty of this, the well-designed, the craftsmanship of this fine title. We got chiming in about dream match, Jason Blade versus Bro Keller. Well, we're gonna see maybe. However, the powers that be at Three Legs, how they're gonna either look at the ranking system, how they're gonna match everybody up of in the tiers. So eventually we will definitely probably see Bro Keller and Jason Blade, whether it be in a tournament match, would it be in the finals, or would it be just sometime after the tournament? We're not quite sure, but like I said, you just have to stay tuned and listen in, and hopefully maybe I have some of the guys in the top 10 on the show one day. Maybe I'll get Bro in here since he's the number 1 draft pick. Jason Blade holding strong with his number 3 spot. And some of the others, like, and maybe even guys like Smiley who can't cracked that ceiling yet. But maybe he'll be on here giving his frustration of why. I don't know, but like I said, he's a fan favorite. Maybe it's not all about the win loss. Maybe he's just doing it for the kids. Who knows? But yeah, like I said, Three Legacies Wrestling will be returning to Brightside Opportunity Center with The Chase June 16th in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Doors open up at 5:30. Why? Because the place gets jam-packed. Bell time at 7 p.m. Don't forget, we usually have a pre-show match, which starts about quarter of. So you definitely want to get your seats, get your snacks. Hit those merch tables as well, by supporting the talent who's out there supporting each and every one of you, giving you the hard paying fans who buy your tickets. They're out there gracing you with the athletic skills that they putting their bodies on the line for use. So please give back, check out the merch tables, and we'll definitely see you June 16th. And for any further dates, if you want to know a schedule ahead of time, we have July 14th right after that, the big one, Clipper at the Clipper Magazine Stadium on August 19th, September 15th, October 21st, November 18th, December 16th. So mark your calendars. You do not want to miss out on any one of these shows. So don't make plans. Like I said, put them on your calendar so you know when we will be having our shows. You never know. They could add shows to the calendar for all we know, but this is the current schedule that we have for Three Legacies Wrestling. And I was mentioning about merchandise. Jump over to the ProWrestlingTees.com. That's right. They have 3 shirts on there. The Build Your Legacy shirt, the classic original 3 Legacy shirt right in the middle, and the Red Rose shirt on there too as well. I believe the Red Rose one, I think that's the only one you can buy on ProWrestlingTees.com. I don't think they have them at the live events, but the other 2 you can definitely pick up at the live events. So yeah, jump over to ProWrestlingTees.com at 3L Wrestling and get your shirt. Just show your support. Wear it in the crowd. I'm sure if someone has a marker, they won't hesitate to sign an autograph as well. And we're getting a cheap plug advertisement here. That's right. Another Pro Wrestling Tees. Jason Blade Pro on Pro Wrestling Tees. So go over there, support Jason Blade. All proceeds will go to Jason Blade, of course. Maybe sharpening up his skills. You never know. It might be a razor's edge in there somewhere with good old Jay. But we would have to see there, folks. But and like I said, afterwards, as Carolina June says, we will be at Aruga's. That's right, the official after party spot. And you don't want to miss that. That's a pretty good place there to go eat at. I enjoy it myself. So check this out.
There's always a reason to visit Aruga's Grill House and Sports Bar. Treat yourself to our fresh made-to-order food options and over 40 beers on tap. Watch the big game, catch up with old friends, or enjoy a family night out. Aruga's, this is your turf.
Oh, my God. I'm craving right now. I'm craving for a Nashville chicken sandwich. I love it. Last time I was there, I stopped by the Three Legacies school to stop in to visit and took the kids over there. And we had one of those huge, giant pretzels from Aruga's as an appetizer. That there alone was just starting to fill us up there, though. We were there huffing and puffing before we went over to the Three. That was our pre-workout before we hit the school. So, and more merchandise. That's right, more merchandise. Oh my God, what am I saying? I already plugged Three Legacies. I already just plugged Jason Blade. Well, why not BodySlams podcast? Sure, why not? If you are enjoying this is one of our Breakfast and Body Slams t-shirts. You can't quite see it right now. These are just one of the designs on our pod shop through spring. That's right. You go to BodySlamsPodcast.com right up there. And right, and click on our pod shop. It'll lead you over to spring. They make all of our merchandise. We do all of the designs ourselves. We are looking to add more designs on there. So if anyone has designs and you want to help us out, send them over. That'd be great. Because we have t-shirts, fanny pack, hoodies, a couple other things too, mugs, especially mugs. Like, see, I enjoy drinking my morning coffee. See this BodySlams podcast mug, coffee mug. That's right. I love drinking coffee. That is not drinking. But yeah, if you have an addiction problem, speaking of drinking, or any other kind of problem, check out Blueprint Recovery in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. They are the number one in the area when helping people in need if you had some form of an addiction problem. That's right. They are affiliated with Red Rose, with 3 Legacies. Our man Chris there, he's doing great things, traveling all over the U.S., helping people, not just in our area, but all over. Chris, big ups. A lot of people don't give you enough credit. We don't talk about you much on here because you're behind the scenes. You do everything behind the scenes. But you know what? Everything you do is for the good graces of everyone, not just the fans, but for the people who are in need of dire help. And you're there. The man wears his heart not just on his sleeve, but everywhere. This man is huge. His heart is, his body is covered with nothing but love. Yes, indeed. So if you're at a show and you see this huge tall guy with a big beard, long hair, that's Chris. Go up, give him a big hug. Thank the guy for everything he does for not just people he knows, but for strangers too, as well. I can't say too much because a lot of times we get choked up when something beautiful happens, and he's a beautiful man, hands down. All, I think 7 foot, I want to say. He's big. He's a big guy. So, but yeah, if you see this big cuddly teddy bear, give him a huge hug. Give him a huge hug. All right, folks. That's it for our 3 Legacies part. I'm gonna give you a little shout out for our man Matt Turner over at Stardom Cast. Then we're gonna come back to and talk about pro wrestling magic, which was last night. So as soon as I find the here we go. So here's our man Matt Turner with Stardom Cast. So if you're into all that Joshi stuff, Japanese women wrestling, this is a podcast you definitely want to take a listen to.
Hello everyone, this is Matt Turner. Join me and my co-host Rob Goodwin every Friday morning as we host the Stardom Cast. It's a podcast we talk about everything about the fantastic professional wrestling world that is Stardom. We have news, notes, previews, and reviews, again, every Friday, the Stardom Cast. Check it out.
That's right, our man Matt Turner, as he's also part of the tag team with Andy Header, known as Blue and Gold. Of course, me personally, this is just me. I think they should call themselves the Head Turners. But hey, I don't come up with the names. But now, with that being said, we're gonna jump into some. What I would say, we're gonna jump into some pro wrestling magic stuff. Last night in Ridgefield Park, New Jersey, at the Phil Sheraton building, they presented Mambo number 5, and this night always, hands down, has me on edge because we're streaming live for IWTV. So I got to be on my P's and Q's as well as the rest of our video production crew as well. We're all in sync, tied up together, and sitting there in Gorilla, just doing everything that we must do. But we open up the night with a pre-show match. That's right, as Shotgun Adams made a return as he beat Hussein Jafar, a debuting Hussein Jafar. First time seeing this gentleman, and I was very highly impressed. I don't care what anybody says. This guy, he has a great look, a phenomenal look. And on top of that, he took Adams to his limit. You know, Adams came out with the victory, but I will not hesitate that we will definitely see more of Hussein Jafar in Pro Wrestling Magic. Like I said, this event here, Mambo number 5, it's like the crowd was like, how can I say? Usually like how you have like the Raw crowd after a big pay-per-view. This was like before their big events. This is like the Raw before the pay-per-view, but this crowd was packed. So they were loud. Some of them were obnoxious, but in a good way, though, to the wrestlers. Some of the wrestlers did get a little frustrated because the crowd was on their case about certain things. But yeah, if you have not ever experienced the atmosphere at Pro Wrestling Magic, you're missing out. These are two of the best shows I've been to ever, twice a month, wherever I go. And this just happened to be a 2 days back to back over the weekend. Like I said, between Magic and 3 Legacies, yo, hands down, like it's the crowd. They are so infectious that of like they bring you joy of being there. You want to be there, not just for it, but the crowd, the aura itself, it sucks you in from both venues. It is what it is. And after that, we got to see a tag team open challenge match. The champions, Death Row, El Oso Blanco Bruno, and John Tella took on a team that answered the call in Andy Brown and Ryan Mooney. They picked up the victory to retain, but that's just not the end of it. Because Death Row, they've been issuing out this open challenge to teams that were in the company, teams from outside company. Now they issued a challenge to a team who just happens to be the tag team champions of the IWTV streaming network, which they travel all over, and that's Miracle Generation. Yeah, they want their titles, title for titles. They are Death Row, currently the Magic Tag Team Champions. They also hold another tag team championship from another organization. And now they want those IWTV championships. So the challenge has been issued. Will it be accepted by Miracle Generation, the IWTV tag team champions? We'll just have to wait and find out through Pro Wrestling Magic on their Facebook page and see what's up. And we had the Shane Fear White Glove Challenge. We had two high flying assassins going head to head. We had a debuting Nolo Catano taking on the air assassin himself of HU in Trey Felipe. I don't know where they get these guys, but they left the crowd standing. I'm telling you that right now. The crowd was on their feet. Trey Felipe always surprises me, especially when he's running down the ramp, jumping over that top rope, and hitting some kind of move, whether it be a cutter, a high cross body, something. He's clearing the top rope, not going to the outside, but running from the ramp over the top into the ring, hitting something. He didn't need no help from any members of HU. Hispanos Unidos. That's right. I just like saying HU. It's a lot easier and shorter for me. But yeah, Trey Felipe shows why he's one of the pillars in HU. And he ain't going nowhere time soon from that group whatsoever. His journey is just growing stronger and stronger with the group there. And who knows, maybe one day we might see him holding a singles title here in Pro Wrestling Magic. And speaking of titles, up next, we had the Tri-Wizards Championship on the line as stepping up to the plate to take on kind of new formation of the team somewhat. They were RTB, but now known as Memory Museum. Okay. I'll have to let that sink in and try to grow on me as a team name, Memory Museum. As Joe Cruel teamed up with Abed Aranis. I hate these weird last names, but you know what? We got to learn to pronounce the wrestlers' names, and that's what it is, hands down. Learn to pronounce the referees' names. Don't change your name to make it simple for us announcers and everyone else. We need to know your name. So, yes, Aranis. I hope I pronounced it right, Abed. As they didn't know where their third guy was, V. He's missing in action. They don't know what's up with him. But they found a proper replacement in Brandon Downey making his debut. And he was gracious to step forward, step up to the bat at the last minute, and take on the Tri-Wizards champions. That's right. It's a 6-man tag team championship. In Elijah Eden of Project Mayhem, teaming up with Osito. And apparently Smiley wasn't in this match. They found a fourth. Replacement, and we didn't get the name. It was just some random psychopath they found. I don't know if they found him on the street, in the back of the 7-Eleven down the block, wherever, maybe in the basement of the Phil Sheraton building. We don't know. The guy was unhinged. He was unorthodox. But that kind of fits in with the whole Project Mayhem thing that's going on out there in Magic. But they picked up the victory over Brandon Downey. Like I said, he stepped up. He answered the call. But, yeah, Project Mayhem won this by knockout. The kid could not continue at all. He was down, out, lights out. Put some pennies on those lids. But yeah, so their reign over Pro Wrestling Magic is growing stronger and stronger by the minute. Smiley and his crew there. As you see, I mentioned Smiley. His unorthodox personality 1 minute you like him, 1 minute you hate him. You don't know. You like, is he fan friendly or is he someone you really got to watch out for? So that's the difference. How you seen between Three Legacies and Pro Wrestling Magic. Smiley, he's all over the place. You don't know how to take him and his crew. And up next, we got to see Travis Jacobs taking on Jackie Black. We've seen in probably the last two shows, Jackie Black had his own issues. He wasn't really on the card of any of the matches. He was just like helping out. He was backstage helping out stuff. He had his own issues with Travis Jacobs, and one thing led to another, and this match was made. Unfortunately, by some shenanigans, Black hit Jacobs with a chain, stuck it underneath his arms. As soon as the ref made the pinfall and raised his hand for victory, that chain fell out from underneath. The ref spotted it, called for the bell again. He reversed the decision. So your winner in this match by hook or crook, by disqualification, Travis Jacobs. Now, going into the Dark Arts Championship match, here we finally get to see Smiley in action as he's taken on the Dark Arts champion, Donovan, which he owed him. They you scratch my back, I scratch your back. Smiley had his hands in Donovan getting his title back, and now Smiley wanted that championship. Once again, Smiley all over the place, a lot of stuff going on. There was one side of the ring, you had the crew from Project Mayhem out there. You had the crew from HU out there as well. Apparently, all hell broke loose. Everybody started fighting. One thing leads to another. Steve Off, the former Dark Arts champion, comes down with a pipe in hand, and Steve just started laying pipe to two men, meaning he's clocking them. He's hitting Donovan and Smiley. Yeah, so don't take it any other way when I say Steve was laying pipe to two men. But it is what it is. So, end result, and then it ended up with a double disqualification, no contest, whatever you want to call it. Neither man won, thanks to Mr. Off. Up on stage, all the titles were up there, and Steve, by chance, he's like, you know what? Let's have a final match. Us three. Winner takes all, because Steve had the Funhouse Championship. Donovan with the Dark Arts, and I believe Smiley is actually one of the co-6-man of the Tri-Wizards, since he wasn't even in the match though, but he still holds that championship. So I think, but how's he going to get to 6-man? Does he have two other people in place to help him out, or what? I don't know. It's confusing for me. But we got 1 month or so to figure this out. Like, what's going on? But winner takes all the championships, 3-way, Donovan, Smiley, Steve Off. You definitely don't want to miss it. Definitely not. And in the ladies' match, you got to see Vicious Vicky taking on Journey Burke. I feel like I see this law of attraction lady everywhere I go now. Constantly. I just seen her the night before that over at 3 Legacies. But Vicky, being the vet of Pro Wrestling Magic that she is, she used her skills and knowledge, and she picked up that victory over Journey Burke. And in the main event, talk about chaos. Heavyweight champion Steve Pena teamed up with Alex Ryman, the unhinged Alex Ryman, taking on Danny effing Math and the former heavyweight champion known as Kerr. Barn burner, hands down. Math and Kerr having their way with Ryman during the beginning of the match. They just beat the piss out of this guy. I'm like, I don't know what Ryman was thinking, but he is definitely unhinged, and he just kept coming back for more and more and more and more. Finally, when he got that tag on the Pena comes in and slowly but surely in the corner, you got to see Ryman start leaving the ringside area. Kerr and Pena's in the middle of the ring. Math starts opening up his mouth. It says, yo, your partner is leaving you. He's walking up the ramp. He's leaving you, Pena. And he calls Ryman a pendejo. And the crowd starts chanting pendejo to Ryman. So he leaves, goes through the curtain. Pena, being the champion that he is, he's like, I'm here. He was calling them both on. He wanted them both. He wanted Kerr. He wanted Math. He wanted to rip them apart and show them why he is the Magic Heavyweight Champion. Math was like, nah. Your partner's a pendejo. He left you. Kerr, former champ. Pena, current champ. Do what big men do. And, have at it. Math left the ring. He didn't leave ringside area. Grabbed a chair. He hanged out right by ringside, whether he was sitting or standing. He was all into the match. Kerr, Pena, back and forth like two big hosses in Magic, just going at it. Little to be known. Ryman comes back. Not down the ramp, but from the other side of the building. Attacks Math from behind. I couldn't see it from my vantage point, but I think he gave him a DDT onto the floor, on the hard floor. There's no pads out there, whatever. He comes back in. I don't know if they were in. I guess this was planned out. He comes back in, and he's helping Pena. They're double teaming on Kerr. They're just like laying Kerr out. Kerr just keeps kicking out of everything. He's fighting back with all he got as the soldier that he is. One thing less than all hell still breaking loose on Kerr between Ryman and Pena. Math is slowly edging his way back up to the apron. Gets the tag. Comes still groggy though. Still groggy. You got to picture this. The man had just been laid out. He might have got posted too into the ring post, but I know he got laid out. He was still hurting. Still crawled his way up. Make this tag. Coming in the ring. Ryman attacks Kerr to keep him isolated. Math still groggy. Coming in after the tag. Pena capitalizes. Lays out Math. And scores the pinfall. Like I said, I don't know if they planned this out or it just happened to happen in their favor between Ryman and Pena, but they picked up the victory over Danny Math and Kerr. Shane Fair was making all these announcements at the end of the show. I believe, I don't have it in front of me, the notes or whatever. I believe some of the matches that he has made is Ryman versus Math in the rematch. Pena for the heavyweight championship will defend against Kerr. And that's all going down at the next Pro Wrestling Magic event. which is closing time Saturday, June 24th, 2023, at Richfield Park, New Jersey, at the Phil Sheraton Building. Doors will open up at 5 p.m. There's a pre-show that usually starts at 5:30. The main bell time to stream on IWTV as well, 6 p.m. It will be live. That's right. So you don't want to miss out. June 24th in Ridgefield Park, New Jersey, Pro Wrestling Magic presents Closing Time. And on a final note, Shane Fair was delivered a message that Jimmy Riot, color commentator for Pro Wrestling Magic, will, per Smiley, will be suspended for one show, which that would be the next show. He will not be in attendance because Smiley claims Jimmy has unbiased commentary. So with him being unbiased, he decided to suspend him. And like I said, just a lot of authority being thrown around here and there that's unneeded. But it is what it is. Hopefully we can get management, the management part of Pro Wrestling Magic away from Smiley and back into the good hands of Shane Fair or whoever else that might be running things. But we will see, as always, in the weeks to come. So it is what it is. But folks, that's it. That's all I have for today's show. I just wanted to give you the weekend update of the shows that you possibly missed. Don't forget those two shows coming up next month. Once again, I'm going to plug it. There we go. June 16th, The Chase in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, from 3 Legacies Wrestling, and Pro Wrestling Magic. Closing time, June 24th in Richfield Park, New Jersey. So you definitely don't want to miss out on them. Today at Richfield Park, you'll see our buddy Joey. He will be at NFW, which will be having their show out there. So you don't want to miss out on that one. Next week, I will be at Azteca del Lucha Libre in Gloucester City, New Jersey. So look them up on Facebook. It's Azteca del Lucha Libre. And that's all I have for today's show. So thank you for tuning in, everyone who's been watching, supporting us. We appreciate. Go to BodySlamsPodcast.com. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Hit that notification button to find out when we are live so we can give you all our reviews. And hopefully by then, I won't be doing a solo show. Hopefully there's more than one than just me here on the show giving you all the news. But it is what it is. We do what we do because we love this kind of stuff. And we'll definitely, hopefully, see you all next week with more 3 Legacies Wrestling updates coming to you from us. Like I said, go to BodySlamsPodcast.com, jump over to our pod shop, buy some merchandise, like, share, comment, and subscribe to all of our social medias. And we'll see you next week on Breakfast and Body Slams. I'm Chio.